This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga, dudes and dudettes. This is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective Justice League Aquaman. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard Mezco box, done with the Justice League movie logo at the center. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images showcasing the figure in different multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Aquaman out of the box. And man, this is one beautiful piece from Mezco. They really went all out on the sculpt and paint apps for this guy. He is just gorgeous to look at. He does have a few minor things that I would personally change, or rather say add, but still, he is a great piece. They captured that Justice League look of Aquaman almost perfectly. He looks so cool on the Mezco shelf next to your other Justice League members, and I think he will be great in your collections. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Aquaman does come with a decent amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with this trident spear, a mother box, and 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. And lastly, he also comes with a circular base stand with the Justice League logo printed atop. He also comes with a clear, articulated arm that articulates at 4 points with a clip. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Aquaman. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Aquaman. Now this is one I have been dying to get my hands on, and pretty much with every Mezco figure that we get, because again, if you follow me long enough, you know the Mezco line is my favorite line right now, and they've really been my favorite toy line for the past like 2-3 years, and they've just been doing such good work. And this Aquaman figure is fantastic. They did such an amazing job. Now there are a couple things I would have done differently, but it's nothing crazy. He's still an awesome action figure and I love him so much. So the head sculpt itself, excuse me, the head sculpt looks really good in my opinion. I love that a lot. I love how they did the beard and whatnot, the intensity of the eyes and those Jason Momoa eyebrows. The long hair looks really, really good. Nice sculpt with that. I will say that the face sculpt itself does look a little soft, but that's kind of like what Mezco does with a lot of their figures and whatnot, especially ones based on like real people and actors and things like that. They are a little soft, what we call that Mez flair. It's kind of like their own thing based on these characters and whatnot, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look exactly like Jason Momoa, but it looks enough like him so that you recognize him and then you're like, oh yeah, look at that, it's Jason Momoa. So that's pretty cool. I still think it's a decent head sculpt for what it is. I do wish we got a second head sculpt of maybe him like, you know, angry, yelling or something like that or whatnot. Or maybe one with hair windswept to the side, something like that. We do wish we got a separate head. So either way, that's still pretty cool. The armor on this figure is mind-blowingly good. The sculpting and the painting, we even get a little crotch piece right here that covers like that, but even that's awesome. The Aquaman logo on the belt, all the shoulder pads, everything about this. I mean, the detail on the paint and all the sculpting, look at all that intricate detail of like fish scale type armor and whatnot. Just looks so good, even in the thighs, all that paint wash and the dry brushing, and you can see there is a ton of sculpting in here that is just beautifully done. Man, they did such a good, even the bottom of the heels are nicely sculpted. All looks really, really cool. We even get the Aquaman logo on the back right here. You see Aquaman's booty. I love that so much intricate detail. There's this nice gold like dry brushing over certain areas that really make this thing pop, and it is just awesome. We're gonna look at his butt real quick because I want to show you the soft goods. All this is soft goods material right here, going through the back of the arms and whatnot. He has this whole soft goods undersuit, and that is insane. That's probably the best material that I've seen them use on one of their figures. That is just really cool looking, and it blends so well with the suit itself, with the armor and whatnot. You can barely tell that he's wearing a soft goods suit under all this plastic. It's pretty insane and pretty impressive what they did here. I like that a lot. So we do get some accessories. We got interchangeable hands. So we got a gripping hand right here. We got this open palm hand like that. We got this closed-fisted hand that we get right here, and we all got this hand with the fingers extended, like when he's swimming and things like that. We also get this right here, which is a mother box, which is pretty rad. I'm glad that they gave us a mother box. I'm hoping the other figures, I know we're getting a Flash at some point, so hopefully he comes with another mother box. It would suck if we only got one of them. That would be really bad. So hopefully Mezco gives us something, especially with the Flash, since I know the Flash won't come with a ton of accessories, so it'll be cool for him to get one of the mother boxes. So this is awesome, nicely sculpted and painted. Nice, really light coppers and golds with a touch of silver in there. Just looks really cool. I like that a lot. It is a good size in comparison to the figure itself, so that's pretty nice. And then we do get his trident right here. I don't know if this is really considered a trident, because it has more than 3 points, so I don't know if it's still called a trident, but that looks really cool too. Love the sculpt of that. That just looks so awesome. Very solid looking piece. You can grip that. It is a little tight because his gripping hands are fairly tight, but you can get it in there because, you know, the Mezco hands tend to be kind of gummy, which helps for gripping the weapons and whatnot. So you can do that, and that looks very cool. Very nice here. Let me adjust my camera real quick. So that looks awesome. I love that a lot. That's of course a signature accessory that you would expect with pretty much any Aquaman figure, right? So that's pretty cool. I do wish he came with some water effects. You know, I think that would have been cool. Maybe something to clip onto his arm or whatnot or something like that. But chances are I'll be stuck using like the Tamashi effect pieces for his water and stuff like that. So again, that's something I do wish I would have done differently. Throw in like at least one water effect to maybe like wrap around an arm or something like that. That would have been cool. So either way, I still think this is an awesome figure, man. He is just gorgeous, beautifully done. Love this a lot. So let's take a look at the articulation. So this figure is kind of a hit and miss with that, mostly because of the bulkiness of the certain armor and whatnot. So the head is on a ball joint, does roll around like that with the neck, does turn left and right, doesn't up and down a bit, pivot side to side a bit. Arms can go all the way up like that, even with that thick soft goods that goes down that far. Gold only goes up about that much. It's hindered a bit by the shoulder pads right there. Rotation at the bicep. We got a double jointed elbow, but it is hindered by this little armor piece right here along the bicep. It's hitting the gauntlet right here, so you could do 90 degrees, which is pretty good. Maybe a little more than 90, but that's pretty good. Rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. This whole armor piece is one solid piece of plastic that goes around the entire figure, but you can still feel that it has a ball joint, and it actually does roll around. It also rotates left and right, crunches back and forth a bit, and pivots side to side. That's more than what we got with with Wonder Woman. So why they didn't do something like that with Wonder Woman to at least give us something? Like, this can roll around and do stuff. Wonder Woman did nothing. That was a bit upsetting. So at least we get something with Aquaman, and I'm very appreciative of that. We got hip joints that kick forward about that much, back a little bit like so. Do the splits about that much. It is hindered by the bulkiness of this thigh armor right here. Rotation in the upper thigh. We got double jointed knees. I love the little kneecap piece right here that covers that. I love that a lot. We get no rotation at the boot, but we get rotation at the ankle. Ankles go up and down, and a slight ankle rocker. So overall, I think this is an awesome figure. I personally love it. I know some people are a little pissy about the lack of articulation and whatnot, and I get that to a certain extent. You know, I love my articulation. I love it, especially for figures like SH Figuarts and whatnot. But for Mezco, I don't need a ton of articulation. That's just my personal preference. If you're into that, I totally understand. I'm not going to hate on it. But for me, I just love the aesthetics of these figures. And Aquaman is very aesthetically pleasing. He is just so awesome. Beautiful sculpt, beautiful paint. I just love what they did this guy. And I think he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco 112 Collective Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman figures. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Justice League Aquaman. Now overall, I really do think this is an awesome action figure of Jason Momoa's Aquaman. It does lack some things in the fact that I wish we had a little more articulation in the abs, and I kinda wish we had more accessories, but I'm not really sure what we could have given him. Maybe a bottle of beer, but that's really it. I really wish we had got some water effect pieces. That would have been really cool. But everything else from the sculpt, paint, soft goods are just incredible. He is a gorgeous and sexy piece to add to your shelf, and I think you would absolutely love him for your Mezco collections. And if you're on Facebook, head over to my group, the Mezco 112 Collective Collectors, for all kinds of Mezco goodness. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.